Today we go over Star Wars Episode 9, the final film of the sequel trilogy. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one of the big interests about Episode 9, at least for me, the big curiosity is, of course, exactly how will J.J. Abrams wrap up the entire sequel trilogy by also implementing a lot of prequel stuff and even combining all 9 movies into one. Now, these past couple of weeks, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to various locations that they are scouting for possible locations during principal photography. The first confirmed one is over in Cardington within the UK, at Cardington Studios within the Sheds, the same exact location that they used for the Yavin 4 base over for Star Wars A New Hope and Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Now, today I wanted to go over something very interesting because we've been going over all these different concept art descriptions for Episode 9, very much similar to what we did with Star Wars Episode 8 with the binary sunset, which ended up being the death of Luke Skywalker, one of which for Episode 9 could very well indicate that Snoke has an apprentice that will appear in Episode 9. Now, one of the concept art descriptions goes over how Snoke in Episode 9 has a similar but different throne room to the one in The Last Jedi, Force grabbing a woman with very long hair. The woman's face is not shown as it's a rear view of the character. So, I think that this is a flashback. Again, like I have said before in the past, I don't think that Snoke is coming back to life per se in Episode 9. I think that the big concept right now for Episode 9 is to have a flashback heavy sequence that gives you an overall story of Ben Solo's past and how he turned to the dark side of the Force, and learning a little bit more about Supreme Leader Snoke. And just yesterday we went over how the Weekly Planet went over how Disney and Lucasfilm are toying around with the idea of Snoke being Darth Plagueis, and if you ask me, that would fit right in J.J. Abrams' profile, because that's what he wants to do by implementing prequel trilogy continuity in this film and combining all 9 movies into one. Now, this woman that Snoke is apparently Force grabbing in a throne room that is similar but different to the one in The Last Jedi. About the throne room, I think that this could very well be the throne room actually under construction when the Mega Star Destroyer, also known as the Supremacy Ship, was actually under construction. So this could very well be the early days of the First Order, or when the First Order was hiding in the unknown regions. Now, could this woman be Keri Russell? And the reason as to why I bring this up, alright, the reason why I actually talk about this right now is because, well, Keri Russell is going to have a lot of action-heavy scenes. She's going to need a stunt double even for this movie, and she's actually going to play a huge role in the film. She's going to be one of the main new characters. Now, the thing is, who could she really be? We do know that she's working with both Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley over at Pinewood this August, so this does raise a lot of questions. Could she very well be, perhaps, on Kylo Ren's side? Maybe Kylo Ren seeked out Snoke's older apprentice and grabbed her and made her his own apprentice. That would be very interesting to see Kylo Ren having an apprentice. I think that would be a very cool take for Episode 9. However, if they do decide to have Kylo Ren running the First Order solo mode, no pun intended there, how would you guys feel about that? If he were to do this solo, just doing what he has to do for the First Order on his own with no apprentice. How would you guys feel about that? We do know that this movie is going to have a massive time jump, so anything can really happen. Now, I really do think that, we should get an explanation of Snoke's other apprentice. In fact, in case you guys didn't know, it is canon that Snoke did have other apprentices well before Kylo Ren, and there's no word on whether many of them or even all of them, lived or died. And if some of them are alive, or maybe even one of them, I think that's a potential apprentice for Kylo Ren that he could seek out by using the ways of the Force and feeling her or him out throughout the whole entire galaxy. So, with that being said, I feel like that J.J. Abrams may want to approach episode 9 with a Godfather Part 2 style. I've brought up this idea numerous times, and I really do believe that it's a good way to approach the story. Again, like I say, in episode 9, I feel like that there's just a lot to tell, and there's just not enough time to tell it in one movie. They could do a flashback, segment where half the movie is flashbacks, the other half is present, where you can go back and forth, bounce back and forth. I think that would make a little bit better for a story. The other thing is that they could always split the movie into 2 parts. Now, that's a controversial subject that we went over. This all started since Harry Potter, and since then a lot of different franchises are doing the same thing by dividing up the final film into 2 parts. Again, I don't really think it's a Star Wars thing to do, but if they have to do it, I think that they should. I think that they must, because I think that there's a whole lot more to be told in this movie than what they can actually put in it, if that makes sense. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Thank you.